this is How to Cook Venison Part 4, and today we are going to do a simple haunch pie. There's my lovely piece of the haunch. You haven't got to just use haunch, I mean there's some pieces of shoulder in here. You know, all the nice big diced chunks of meat. And we're going to make a pie. I'm going to use good old dripping to fry my meat off in as well. There's a throwback, all that lovely flavour. And we're going to top it with puff pastry, but we're not going to stand there folding, making leaves. Good old shop bought, you can beat it, even the chefs use that. So the first thing we're going to do then, I'm going to get a bag. Like I said, this is simple. I mean, it looks a lot of ingredients, but it all goes in one pot. We do most of the cooking in the oven. So, bag of flour. This is quite similar to my venison casserole I did. Similar along the lines of that. Obviously, getting your meat in there, getting some flour on. And this will help to thicken up the sauce and help the caramelisation. I'll just show you what I'm doing, then I'll get on and do the rest. So, we've coated our meat in just a little bit of flour, and then we'll fry those off in a handful, batches of a handful, you know, because you want the heat in the pan. So if you was to put a load in the pan, they wouldn't caramelise, they'd almost stew, you know, and they'd be grey. So a good handful of them with flour on, and we'll get frying them off. Okay, so you can see there, I've got my seasoned cubes of venison, my lovely beef dripping. We get that in there, get that melting, and like I said, what we're going to do is we will put some colour on these, brown them off in batches, you know, the size of that pot like that. Good caramelisation on them. Okay, I'll just show you that, just browning those lovely cubes off, and as you can see, I haven't overcrowded that pan. And they'll just take on some lovely colour. I've only just put these in, but just showing you, we'll get them nice and brown. And obviously that will leave the residue on the bottom of the pan as well, which we'll scrape up, and it's all building flavour. Right, it took about 20 minutes, just take your time, get a little bit of colour on. Nice and caramelised, got all the bits in the bottom there. And all we're going to do, quite a rustic pie, so you haven't got to be too fussy. Chop up your onions. Get them going. Just a little bit of colour, just softening them up. And that one. And then take the end off that. Down the middle. Some nice chunks of carrot. And we'll get those getting a little bit of colour. We've got all that lovely crusty venison and flour at the bottom there. So I've just softened those carrots and onions. I'm going to add a bit of red wine, about a glass, get it all in. We'll just bring that up to the boil, and we want to scrape the bottom of that pan. And into there, there's our lovely venison, juices as well. They can go in. Show you where we are. I'm going to add some dry thyme, tablespoon of this mustard. Lovely. Get that all going together. Get that back on the heat. Then get in some beef stock. I've got a pint in here. Well, just over a pint, 500 ml. Then into that, I'm going to put a handful of these button mushrooms. And once that comes up to boil, we'll get it in the oven. As you can see then, that's come up to the boil. I'm just going to turn that down. We're going to check the seasoning now. Now it's got to know each other, got all those bits off the bottom. See what it's like. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, that's lovely. I'm going to crank quite a bit of pepper in here. can really taste how that meat's caramelised. But obviously we haven't seasoned it up to this point, so I'm going to put a bit of salt in as well. And the king of sauces, as you know, a bit of Worcester, get a bit of that in. We'll check that now. And then, like I said, cast mark 4 in the oven for at least an hour and a half. Okay, so my pie mixture has been in for an hour and a half. It's looking lovely, look. It's reduced down, it's got thick. That looks stunning. So have a look at that meat. It's a bit hot. Yeah, that's the right consistency. You know, it virtually pulls apart. So what we're going to do then, I'm going to transfer this meat to this dish. And I'm just going to put the sauce back on the heat, just to thicken it a little bit more. Obviously we don't want too much gravy in there, but we do want a little bit. See if it will fit in here first. So you can see that's filled that dish nice and full, beautiful, full of meat, full of carrots, mushrooms, onions. All I'm doing then, you can hear that, I've got that reducing. Let's get my cloth. I want a nice thick liquor, and look how clean that bottom is, so all that flavour is going to go into there. And I'm only just going to add a couple of ladles full just to fill it up, and we're going to get a nice puff pastry on it and get it in the oven. As you can see, I've got that on a rapid boil, and that is getting thicker and thicker. And we won't season it until the very end, because if you season a liquid and then reduce it, it can become over salty because that salt will intensify. So it's best to reduce your liquor first and then balance it up with your seasoning. But like I said, I only want a little bit. Right, I'm really happy with that now. That's lovely, nice and thick. So give it a taste. Tell you what, give me a loaf of bread, I'll sit down and I'll just eat that. That is stunning, so rich. And a bit of salt and pepper into it, stir it in. You can tell how thick that is because it coats the back of a spoon. Oh, that's lightened up, beautiful. So like I said, we don't want too much. Let's see what we've got here. Just get it on there, just gently push it down. I mean, you could put that on a plate now, just eat that, but I'm going to add a lovely puff pastry lid. So I'm just going to let that cool just slightly, and we're going to roll out that pastry. Right, my lovely pie, fit for a king. Let's do this pastry. So, shop bought puff pastry. The way forward. Life is too short to stand there and roll it, fold it, roll it, fold it, so you get all those hundreds of layers. And all you got to do is go like that, like that. Some flour on my pin, just roll it out. Right, we don't want it too thick, but we don't want it too thin, purely because this is quite a deep filled pie. Give it one of them. So, roughly, just want a little bit over. Cut it out. Make some nice decorative patterns with them. Right, come here. That's our pastry sorted. Right, now for the egg wash. Couldn't be easier. 1 egg beaten. All I'm going to do is paint just round the edge, just to get that pastry to stick. Get the egg off there. Come here, you beauty. Get my pastry, put it on. Just make sure it sticks around the edge. I'm not very good at crimping, it's not my thing. We'll give it a bit of that. Little hole. What I'm going to do first, actually, do a bit of pattern. Like that. I'll go that way. Good old egg wash. I shall egg wash it a couple of times, so I shall let it start browning, then I will go over it again so we get a nice rich deep mahogany colour on it. Final thing, hole to let all the steamage out. Right, I'm going to get that in the oven. Look at that, man. That is a tip top. That's been in 15 minutes. So like I said, just want to double egg wash it because I want a real rich golden mahogany colour. I'm going to go around the edges. I mean, that's stuck beautiful, but this will just doubly make sure that it don't all spill out. Well, there's my finished article and it looks brilliant. I'm just going to let that cool a little bit before I cut a slice, because pies, they're cheeky little monkeys because they look ace like that, you know, brilliant. But when you cut a slice, you put it on a plate, that photo never looks as good as when it was whole. So we're just going to let it, you know, all relax, thicken up a bit, and we've cut a lovely slice. And I suppose we better try it. What a shame. Okay, I've left that for 10 minutes. How, I don't know. Let's have a go. Lovely crisp pastry. I think I'll just free it from the case, just like that. Suppose we better have a look. Fingers crossed. Get right underneath. Oh yes. Look at that. Those lovely bits of venison, mushrooms, carrots, and a bit of that gravy. Wow, that's not a bad looking thing, is it? Whoa. Look at that meat. Look. It's lovely. Bit of mushroom, bit of carrot, bit of pastry. Get it in the old gob. Let's try it. That's brilliant. Genius. Give it a go. That humble pound of venison meat turns into something outstanding like this. I'll finish this up then. Thanks for watching. See you again. All you need now is a pint of real ale and you're away.